All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Lavaca County Commissioners Court. Today is the 9th day of February 2026. This is your 9 a.m. regular edition of Lavaca County Commissioners Court. And we will start with a roll call. Precinct 1, he is out sick today. Precinct 2. Here. Precinct 3. Here. Precinct 4. Present. And the judge is here to let the record reflect that 4 out of 5 are present and accounted for, and therefore we have a quorum and we can continue. And with that, if you'll please stand with us for invocation, I'm going to ask Mr. Wayne Faircloth if you'd give us an invocation today.
Yes. Our Father and our God, we thank you for giving us life, for giving us freedom, for giving us free will. God, I pray that your wisdom would just cover our lives. God, help us to do that which pleases you. Help us to understand that we walk before you. Thank you for being the great God who does everything. God, as you well know, I'm not telling you anything that you don't know, not asking anything that you don't know. We need rain, just plain and simply. And I ask you, God, to be merciful to us. We are but dust before you. So, God, help us. Help us in our deliberations here. Help us in this parched land. God, give us the moisture. And we give you praise for who you are and for what you do. Thank you for our health. Thank you for the vitality of life that we have. We ask, God, that, again, you give us wisdom in our deliberations here today. And we pray these things in the name of Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Wayne. Now our flags.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. Thank you, Wayne, for a beautiful prayer.
Thank you.
We'll pray for he's routine illness, but
Yes.
he was not feeling good
Don't
this
leave
morning,
him
and it
out.
was obvious. So we said, we got your back. You just stay home. Any announcements today? Maybe anyone going once, going twice? I know we got some people that want to talk maybe today, but only announcements I have, I'd like to ask, show hands, who saw Bad Bunny or who saw the Turning Point halftime? Turning Point. Okay. About an even split here in the courtroom. I think they estimated this morning about 25 million people flipped the channel and went searching for Turning Point. So that's amazing.
Well,
Anyway, hats off to the Seattle Seahawks for winning the Super Bowl yesterday. Anything else? The only thing I want to mention today, I got a special guest coming to Lavaca County. His name is John J. Mudd from Montana. We both shared the same great grandfather that came to Texas in sweet home. Our second great grandfathers were brothers. His went on a cattle drive to Montana a couple times. He said at least twice and didn't come back. He said he decided to stay in Montana. So this guy, John J. Mudd, is a third generation attorney, in Montana. He is actually the chairman of the State Bar of Montana.
wow.
So he's in San Antonio. He's driving down today. We're gonna try to have lunch and maybe go out to home place there and check it out.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I'm calling him Montana Mudd now. Anyway, if you see him around the courthouse, he's going to come to the courthouse today. So if you see him, that's who we're walking around with. Anyway, exciting times. Anything else? If nothing else, we'll start our regular agenda. If Shannon DeForest, if you're here with your entourage, if y'all come forward, please. Number 2 is introduction of the new Prairie View A&M 4-H agent. And Shannon's going to explain that and welcome her to town and tell us all about it. If you would, state your name for the court, please. You switch out one of those other mics if you need to.
No, I didn't know it was supposed to be.
That was Shannon DeForest if you didn't hear him.
We heard.
Good morning. My name is Cynthia Pearfax, and I'm the 4-H program leader for Prairie View A&M University. We are excited that we were able to expand in Lavaca County, and what Holly will bring to you guys is come in with the community strengths and develop these educational programs. So, kids are our future, and we want to be retired, living healthy, and with roads and schools and trees. And so we're thankful that she is here with her agricultural background to enhance those educational experiences for the students in Lavaca County.
State University, got my degree in basically academic agencies. Took an extension job in Gonzales, working for Flex Nixon, right out of college, and then got my master's degree. So I have a master's degree in agricultural leadership, and kind of bounced around and worked for the USDA for a little while, and kind of glad to be back. I'm doing ag education and being back.
Welcome to town.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask Shannon to skip around. We're going to stay right where you are. That was number 2. We're going to jump to number 7. I want Shannon to be a primary contact source for the county. So we're going to get to number 7, and if Shannon wants to say a few words, we can. Agenda item number 7 is acknowledge Governor Greg Abbott's proclamation certifying that the northward spread of a parasitic fly, commonly known as the New World screwworm, from Central and South America towards the U.S. southern border threatens the state's livestock industry and economy, posing an imminent threat of widespread and severe property damage, and declaring a state of disaster for all of Texas counties. So, Governor Greg Abbott's already declared a state of disaster, just in case this thing gets out of hand or whatever. But I want to make sure that, as far as our ag community knows, Shannon DeForest is our point of contact and is monitoring it closely on behalf of Lavaca County.
Correct. When we hear the term New World screwworm, this is nothing different than the species of screwworm fly we had in the 60s and 70s that was successfully eradicated. It is, in fact, called the New World screwworm. It was at that time. There is a different screwworm, but we don't have that one, fortunately. That's on the other side of the planet. The screwworm, obviously, can be very detrimental for the livestock industry. Here being the largest cow-calf producing county in the state of Texas, it can have a significant impact. It does eat on different they go in 14 days, and eggs hatch in about 7 to 8 hours. So that's kind of a scary thing. So they hatch real quick and they start consuming. There are a lot of steps that have been taken since this thing got started. People get scared when they hear about the detections, like the one in Florida with the horse and that kind of thing. You can look at that 2 ways. And the way I like to look at it, even have full coming out, is our monitoring is free. We're catching those. So they get shipped, the buy dispersal, the sterile fly dispersal, into Texas. The closest case was in Nuevo Leon, which is across from Laredo, kind of west of us. The concerning thing about that is that was in a newborn kid, so that tells us there was somewhat of a fly population in that area. About 200 miles from the Texas, but they are bombarding it with flies. By the summer, there's going to be another fly plant in operation, capability of producing another 100 million a week sterile flies. That means
Sounds like a lot.
that means 50 million are going to be male, but they don't sex. So when they sterilize the fly, they're taking profit. Female only mates one time in her whole lifetime. That's why the sterile fly. So if he happens to mate with a sterile male, it's done. It worked in the 60s and again in the 70s. And in my 37 years of extension work, I never thought I'd be talking. I was little. Yeah. We got it. If there's any questions, if you have any of your constituency that has questions, please have them give me a call. Get to join up between Extension, between Texas Parks and Wildlife, because we cannot control wildlife. We cannot, Texas Animal Health Commission, us, and, of course, USDA agents. So agents are the animal plan.
Do you have any workshops or anything planned going forward or educational events?
So that can give us an additional number of lives. That should be operational by next summer. So hopefully we're going to get ahead of this thing, and we don't have to really worry about it. But
Anytime you need to update the court, just be sure to do so.
yes, sir.
Come forward.
Yes, sir. And like I said, tell y'all's constituency if anybody has questions to give me a.
Will do.
Did I-
Yep.
did I understand you to say that wildlife is at risk as well?
Yes, sir. Any warm-blooded animal. It's rare in birds, but any warm-blooded animal. Mostly in mammals, but some occasionally in birds. So wild hogs, deer, those type of things. Yes, sir.
So any type of fowl, what about, ducks or?
It's rare in
chickens
birds,
or
but
geese?
it can happen. But it is rare. It's
Okay.
usually in our mammals. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Shannon.
much.
We appreciate your
Mhm.
time and attention. Good. You want to come forward?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's the same. Yes, sir. It's the
Just
same as.
Well,
the question was, how do we distribute the flies? And that's why
I'm sorry. Fly distribution, sterile fly distribution is done via aircraft. Dispersed in, they're trying to get ahead of the areas where there are confirmed cases to do that.
I attended one class and it was down there in Edna. Kenny and I went to it on the subject matter. The problem is the sterile fly. We don't have the manufacturing facilities to get the sterile flies up and running fast enough because we're a little behind the curve. We just didn't see this coming.
Right.
But Mexico is working with us very well. Mexico and Texas are working very well. To
That is
control
correct.
this.
Yes, sir. The current facility, the only current facility that is up and running is in Panama. That was supposedly, it was designed to be the barrier of no more screwworms further north than that. And so that's why that plant was there. Even though it's in Panama, it does belong to the U.S. It's our plant. So, when we get into a problem, it's going to be diverted to us.
Gotcha.
Other questions?
I guess if it just anytime you need to brief us, come back to court and brief us.
Yes,
please.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
appreciate that.
Thank you, Shannon.
Do you hear a motion to acknowledge the governor's proclamation?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 3 to acknowledge the Governor Greg Abbott's proclamation certifying the threat to the New World screwworm. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, now we'll go back to number 3. Mr. Tim Decker, are you around?
He is.
Discuss and approve the burn ban status. He's not listening, but
Tim.
we're on number 3, burn ban status. Do you have any updates for us? Anything from the fire departments? I saw yesterday, I think we were at 505, 503.
506. Yeah. Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. So currently we're just status quo, if you will. We are sitting at 506. It has been a warm week. It's going to continue to be a warm week. We're going to be in the upper 70s, 80s. We do have the freeze-dried grasses on the ground. We have had a small uptick in some fires throughout the county. Some of those have been residential. Smoking houses, things of that nature, not necessarily grass related, but we have had a few grass fires. That's just due to, again, the freeze-dried grass on the ground. The spread has been moderate. It hasn't been fast moving. A lot of people are disking right now. We don't have a whole lot of big fires to report, which is good. I did talk with the fire chiefs. They're stating that they're comfortable leaving the burn ban off again, with the respect of we stay on and continue to discuss as normal. We do urge everybody, and I mean everybody, if you're going to burn any kind of files, please reach out to the sheriff's office, 798-2121, to report your fires and let them know where you're at. We do get called out to some instances of people burning when it's just a pile that they've lit to burn off. Keep an eye on the conditions, whether it's windy, things of that nature. But right now, the Fire Chiefs Association and the fire chiefs are comfortable leaving the ban off.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll warn everyone to exercise caution when burning. Do we have anyone here that wants to put the burn ban on? Hearing no motion, we will move on. So
Oh, pray for some rain this week.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Stay right where you're at. Number 4 is your next one. Number 4, discuss and approve mutual aid agreement for the Lavaca County Fire Chiefs Association. They submitted that to us, signed, and asking us to approve it.
So this document is something that we've had in place for the last couple of years since we started the Fire Chiefs Association. What it is just a mutual aid agreement that allows each of the fire chiefs to operate within the county with any other fire departments that may need it. We are easily overran when we do get some of these big fires, and there's times where we do need some additional help. Maybe that's a tanker or tender that's coming with extra water, or extra brush trucks that are needed to fight some of these fires. So this just allows those fire chiefs to work interchangeably as needed, share resources, share personnel as well too.
That agreement can be found on page 1 through 4, and if you'll take note, all 6 fire departments in the county have signed that agreement.
Yes, that includes the new Zell Fire Department.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second. Motion by precinct 3, seconded by precinct 4 to approve the mutual aid agreement for the Lavaca County Fire Chiefs Association. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Tim Decker. And Tim is the official liaison to the Fire Chiefs Association because he's a member. He's always here in court. So if we have anything to push back on the association or back and forth, we can go through Tim to work through him.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you,
Yes,
Chief
sir.
Decker.
Thank
you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Item number 5, discussion approved declaring 2021 Ford Transit VIN with the last 4 of 2588, asset tag number 959 as surplus property from Lavaca County EMS. Do you hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second. Motion by precinct 3, second by precinct 4. Mr. Burr, you got anything to say, Chief Burr?
Just an unutilized asset that's taken up a parking spot, and we'd like it to go on to a new home. So,
Do you have any other nicknames you're going by lately, like Schnooks or Chief Schnooks or something?
no, sir,
Okay.
not to my knowledge.
All right. Thought I throw that in there. All right. Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to approve declaring the 2021 Ford Transit VIN number 1 FDBR1CG5MKB02588, asset tag number 959 as surplus property from Lavaca County EMS. I had a motion from precinct 3, second by precinct 4. Any other questions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Sir.
Item number 6, discuss and approve transferring a 2015 Ram 3500 VIN 3500 with a VIN number of 3C7WRSBL3FG623087, asset tag number 974 from Lavaca County EMS to Lavaca County Commissioner Precinct 3.
Yes, sir. So again, unutilized asset. We actually just received a new remounted ambulance to put in place of this one. I believe this one's a 2015. It served very well over the course of its tenure with EMS. And just like any other ambulance chassis, we do like to be able to offer those to our commissioners. They can continue to use those in a non-emergency vehicle type fashion, put a flatbed on it, haul truck, paving truck, patching truck, if you will. So it's just kind of saves everybody in the county money and pass that down.
Absolutely.
And keep that truck on the road.
Do I hear a motion?
So,
Motion made by precinct 3, seconded by precinct 4. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion is approved.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you,
hey,
Chief.
thank you, Michael.
All right, we covered number 7. We're moving on to number 8. Number 8, discuss and approve racial profiling report submitted by Lavaca County Constable Precinct 2, which has been filed with the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement. That's found on page 11 through 13. Do I hear a motion?
Also moved.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 2 to approve the racial profiling report submitted by Lavaca County Constable Precinct 2, which has been filed with the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Number 9, discussion or approve road routing agreements for overweight vehicles traveling along county road. Do we have any progress?
I reached out to, I'm getting a new well in the Mount Olive.
You're getting what?
A new well,
Do what?
oil well.
Oh, well.
And I reached out to EOG and I talked with the sheriff's department. I have we hashed it out on the route plan and he put it on paper. And now the sheriff's department will be able to enforce that if they catch them on any other road. This is the dedicated route.
We can attach a route.
We can attach a route for each well. You can attach a route plan, but
Yeah, but just, what I'm continuing to see is, a departure from the prescribed route. And I'm working with the sheriff's office, but it seems to me that, and I'm also working with the county attorney to develop a more specific process to deal with this, because you can stop people, but and they're going the wrong way, and it says no trucks, but and load limit bridge of 32,500 pounds, but they still are going that way, and so I believe working with the county attorney, what we need to do is to have a prescriptive method of dealing with them so we can issue a fine. Otherwise, I was out last week on County Road 195 stopping the trucks and saying, hey, I didn't know you were coming this way, but since you are, that's fine. That was done through Precinct 1, but I just missed that. But when I saw it, I'm like, okay, listen, 15 miles an hour. And if you'll drive 15 miles an hour, you won't dust everybody in the county. And that's really the only thing that I can see that works. And so those roads are they're sandy, they're dusty, and there were about 40 trucks running. I'll give you an idea, and they were there 2 days. And so what I'd like to do, with the approval of the court, is to continue to work with the county attorney and see if we can't find a way that would have some teeth to it when you stop these people and issue them a citation and it costs them $500. I'm just using that as an example, but our best intentions just don't seem to work, because the people who are drilling the well or who have the lease, they can say, well, these people are contractors and we don't really have any control over which way they go. And even though we tell them, they violate that. Well, it seems like we need to find a way. I know we do. We need to find a way to enforce the route. And so it puts a tax on us and our resources. It puts a tax on the sheriff's department because they have to send someone out there to monitor this. And this is not just one location. It's not just one site. This is all over the county. I don't know how many rigs are going currently, but anyway, it's the county gets its authority from the state. The state of Texas does not want us to have the authority to regulate this, but they're on county roads. And I'm sorry to take the time, Judge, but
We don't know apologies.
but so you have the right to come in and literally destroy a county road, and we don't have the authority to stop you and enforce you. And so we've had to be creative and find ways to work with the companies and say, look, I need you to fix this. I can't in good conscience ask the taxpayers to pony up the money to fix a road that somebody else damaged. I don't think that's reasonable. I really don't. And so therefore, we need a document that's going to be signed that says, hey, I acknowledge that these are my responsibilities and I'm willing to put the money behind that to make it work. Now, we have a bond, and that bond, I don't know how accurate this is, but it's my understanding that once the $250,000 bond is issued, that's for all the work that company does in the county. Well, that's just not sufficient.
Right.
That's not sufficient. I mean, we talk about a mile of road as being 150,000, 190,000. I'm not sure what the number is, but I know it's in that range. It's in that ballpark. And so one road will consume that bond. And if you've got 3 locations going, that's not going to suffice. And so I drove around Saturday and I looked, and I'm shocked at the number of tracts of land that are for sale. And I would say, hey, this is coming. People are coming, but they're here. They're already here. They're going to continue to grow. City Meat Market in Schulenburg told me they sold 2,300 pounds of barbecue last Saturday. I don't know what that says to y'all, but it says to me that there's some folks out there. There's some folks out there that like barbecue. There's folks that like to eat, and they come in on the weekend. So we got a lot of weekend farmers, but the population's there, and we're continuing to see that come. And we're seeing the development. Everybody likes oil and gas. I'm not absolutely want that. They're a very great, gracious partner with us on the taxes. They pay more than their share of taxes in that sense. But we have to find a way to manage this growth. And so, and we're not getting any help from the state. The state doesn't want us to have any authority to deal much of anything. You know that, Judge. They're trying to shut us up. They don't want the county to, they're saying, okay, we'll just starve you out. Well, that's not good business, because we're the face of the franchise. We're the folks that that go out there and meet with the public every day.
We definitely hear the complaints.
Yeah, we hear the complaints.
Yeah.
We hear the complaints, and I understand that. I do understand that. So I just say that because this is a work in progress, and it's taking maybe more time than I would care for it to take, but we have to get it right. We have to get it right. We have to have, it has to be manageable for law enforcement. It's got to be, manageable for the precincts, and the county has to be able to manage that process, because it's, at this point, I feel like we're kind of getting, run over. It's kind of roughshod. So
I see we have Sheriff Greenwell here today, so I want to hear from Sheriff as well.
First, I apologize for stepping out. There was a phone call I had to get, and I wanted to listen to you, Commissioner, entirely. But we're obviously on the same page. So my understanding, EOG has 69 wells coming into and beyond Lavaca County in the next couple of years. That came from an individual definitely within the know at EOG. So that's a lot of traffic. As the Commissioner said, I agree. We're drill baby drill county, right? But it is that sort of traffic does damage to a lot of our roadways. So one of the things my research has found is that if we actually do these routing agreements and protect our bridges and our more vulnerable roads, we do these routing agreements in such a fashion that they then can become a county ordinance. Now, our office can issue citations when that routing agreement is violated. There's a very specific way that has to occur, and we'd like to all explore and sit down with the stakeholders and get that process down pat. Lavaca County Sheriff's Office will be dedicating one individual to work commercial vehicles. That individual will not only be highly trained in that line of work, but he will also work with myself and the commissioners as these wells are coming in, so that we can be on the front end of the process, have an engagement in conversation with these folks. They want the same thing. They want to come in. They want to drill. They're a at-profit organizations, and they want to have good relationships with the county. It's just a matter of being able to communicate, and we'll be dedicating that individual in the very, very near future. And I agree with the Commissioner and Commissioner Precinct 3 as well, that we need to be much more descriptive on these route plans. They need to have maps. They need to have signatures. They need to have all the things that my deputies then can enforce if violated. So thank you all.
I think we need, working with these oil companies, we need to slow them down a bit. So they know where they're drilling 6 months or 3 months in advance
Sure.
of drilling. So they need to be starting that process with us much earlier than they are now. Sometimes they don't want to run, they don't want to rush in here until the equipment's coming down the road. And they're rushing us to come up with a routing agreement or agreement. So if I'm here, Mike, is this an agreement that can we attach it to?
I'm gonna
I mean,
attach this, I'm gonna attach this to the.
Okay, all right. I will say this, I had a meeting, this is similar, not off topic. We have an annual meeting with TxDOT engineers out of the Yoakum district, which is 11 county district. So they came in last week, Monday or Tuesday, I don't remember which day it was, for a sit down meeting, and it's very enlightening. We were talking about some issues with them is about how TxDOT gives a permit, an overweight permit to come down the road, but then they just they give the permit out and they just throw their hands up, and after that, it's anyone's guess. His name is Jeffrey Van Cleric, the engineer. The best thing we have right now is he's from here. And so he wants to get involved. He wants y'all to call him, and be a resource. He said, just because they got permitted to go over a certain bridge doesn't mean they're not responsible for going over that bridge. If they take an overweight load across that bridge, they are responsible for the damages on that bridge. And so we need to be aware of that and be more accountable, finding out who's coming our direction with what overweight products, and make sure that we've got the resources in place to inspect the bridge before and after.
And therein lies the key, Judge, having the resources in place, right?
get it.
And
always
that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get there. We've got a ways to go, admittedly, but we've got to get it right. As Commissioner Fairclough said, we have to get it right. Our constituents demand so, and we'll get there.
Okay. Well, I commend y'all to keep talking about discussing it. I don't know if we have something to approve today or not. No. Discussion, okay. I would just, from my perspective, keep working on it together behind the scenes so we can come up, if we need to approve something, we can. If we can attach this now, fine. I don't think that's a no-brainer. That's what we've been wanting, is just specific routing agreements. But I think the one thing is clear is, and Judge Fowler in Dewitt County has been our state spokesman on this. These companies are destroying roads, and it's detrimental to us as the taxpayers, property tax payers here in Lavaca County have to pay for that. And how do we mitigate that? $250,000 is not going to cut it. It's just not. Again, talking to the engineers last week, when they resurface all their state roads every 7 years, that's their goal, and it costs about $54,000 just to resurface 1 mile of road. That's their average price. We don't have that kind of money to be resurfacing on a continual basis like TxDOT does, but they're also, as a region, begging for state dollars. They're in the same boat we are. They're just working for 11 counties for TxDOT, having to look for Austin for resources. It's always about resources. But how we leverage those resources from a political standpoint is highly important. Maybe that's a conversation Louderback and Co-Course has to get involved with us on that discussion. I think Judge Fowler is not running for office again. I think he is, again, best kept secret. He lives in the Yoakum area. He's on the DeWitt County side. Served DeWitt County very well over the years. Possibly he'll be a resource back to us in the area and the region as we go forward after he leaves office in some form or fashion. So just throwing that out there.
Thank you.
Anything else? Did we miss anything?
No, sir.
I just encourage y'all to keep working on it, discussing it. Reach out to EOG. EOG has been very well to deal with. I'm pleased with them and their attention to details. Good outfit, good company. I think they're willing to work with us if we're willing to work with them. So we want to keep reaching out. So thank y'all for the discussion.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jim.
All right. So we have nothing to prove on number 9. We'll move on. Number 10, discuss and approve exemption request from the Lavaca County subdivision regulations for Eric and Lisa Christensen. That's found out of precinct 3. Okay. Ms. Christensen, yeah, if you want to, I was told you're coming to court. I didn't see your uniform filled out of paperwork, but we'll let you speak. If you'll state your name for the court.
Eric Christensen.
Okay, nice to meet you.
My
Eric.
wife, nice to meet y'all. Thank you. My wife and I own Texas Land and Property, and we're looking for a physical location. And it's going to have 0 foot traffic for the most part. It's just outside of the city limits of China right now. It does have public water, but there is not the sewer there yet. So we're asking for just an exemption to allow us to purchase the property, just to have a sign and a mailbox for the moment until we get sewer out there. We're not asking for septic.
What, I know the property very well over there. What are y'all gonna do with the existing sewer coming out of the house?
That's on the back side of that property.
It'll go into your property, won't it?
Yeah, so we don't mind about that. You know, you're talking about the very back half of that half acre. So it's literally just looking for an address.
They,
Yes, of course.
So as of right now, it's currently 1 acre, correct?
the house.
Best of my knowledge, yes, to the best of my knowledge.
So you're going to survey.
It's already been surveyed. You have a copy of it as a rental home for the property owners. And we manage that property, and they came to us asking if we'd like to buy that extra half acre.
Okay, that is why the application has been done. So we are an authorized agent for TCQ, so we have to enforce TCQ regulations.
Okay,
Their regulations are a minimum of 1 acre for a private water well and a septic. You can't take half of an acre out of one existing acre when that home will be using the water well and the septic. And the survey shows the septic will be on your property,
back part of that
their
half acre.
property, and then the lines are gonna run around yours. That's another violation for TCQ. The septic and the lines have to remain in that one tract. So
So
there's
it's-
several violations on there for TCQ as to why we can't.
Can we have it replatted for where all the septic lines will just be on their property then? It'll be less than a half an acre?
So it would still have to remain 1 acre.
Okay.
1 acre is 1 acre. 1 acre is minimum standards for TCQ, except
Now, there's different ways you can go around it. You can leave the 1 acre in one tract. You can cap that water well. That's approved to us showing that you have the water well.
Okay.
The city running water, and then you can very well put your office on that half acre. But
If they have the, okay,
in private water source, it has to be a public water.
okay. And the water's already there, so I'll approach the current owners.
I think you have it on the other side of the highway.
It is, it's $8,000 to tap
Yeah,
into it.
it's on your side over there.
Yep, I've already talked with the city about all that. It's $8,000 hookup.
Okay.
You would just need to have it resurveyed, because like I said, the current septic cannot run on 2 septic.
Okay, I understand.
so the property's got to remain intact as a 1 acre tract with that septic system on it.
Unless it-
And go to public.
From the city.
What about the septic?
Public.
But that.
No well.
Okay, that's easy enough.
That's the only option that we can do. Survey it to where that septic will remain on that acre tract, and
Okay,
it will not go into the, in both of the acre tracts.
not a problem. So my question is, instead of a full half, let's say there's a water line in the back of that, what if it's like 0.4? Would that work as well?
You can get an engineer to request variance to the county.
Okay,
You can't necessarily say yes or no, we just have to see the variance request and how it's.
okay, thank you
Just
very
for my
much.
clarity, so you're buying just a half acre of a 1 acre tract, correct?
That's correct.
Who, the landowner on the other side is not you, it's someone else, it's not an entity, another entity of yours?
No, it's got a pipe fence around it. It's just an empty lot.
And so they're not selling you the whole tract? Or willing
No,
to?
they're gonna keep renting that house out through us because we manage quite a few houses
This,
in Lavaca County.
Are they-
Along with real
Are they
estate.
still, are they living there? So someone live there now?
Yeah.
The tenants do, yes.
Tennessee, okay.
Tenants live there.
I was not gonna bring this up, but, there's other ways, if you're willing to rent that space. Back in my former days of mergers and acquisitions, we had a project in San Antonio where they leased 20 acres of land for 20 years and built a retail facility on it. I was like, this is not gonna work. Well, it worked. The bank loved it. He said, we don't care as long as there's a 20-year lease.
So we might be able to work a lease out in the meantime also.
If you
Okay.
could, if you could lease that acre, half acre from the owner, then you can tap into their system, their existing system somehow, and that would
Okay.
work. That could kind of supersede the purchase clauses of having had
Pledge
those.
the system. Hate to use those words.
Right. So I mean, you could work out some kind of term agreement,
Okay.
maybe.
Well, I appreciate y'all's time.
No problem. Thank you.
It was
Nice-
informational.
Yep. Nice meeting you.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right. All right. So we have nothing to prove on number 10. Item number 11, discuss and approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Timothy and Stephanie Lowe. That's found in precinct 1. He is not here. Nayleen, do you want to, this is just a pretty standard agreement, correct?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, they just surveyed 2 separate tracts of 2 acres each. Timothy and Stephanie Lowe are going to keep one of the 2 acre tracts right now, but the other 2 acre tract is going to go to their daughter.
All right. And that's, do we have a county road on that?
Yes, they do, both tracts have existing access. to
County Road 150. All right. Do I hear a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, seconded by precinct 4 to approve the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Timothy and Stephanie Lowe. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The motion passes. Item number 12, discuss and approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Victor Cognac Estate. That's found in precinct 1, found on page 20 to 28. Anybody want to walk us through it?
So they are subdividing the grandchildren to purchase a tract. There is a 30-foot easement in there. There is no attached easement agreement, but all parties did agree that that will not be a public road or anything like that. So that is listed in our certificate of exemption, that the 40-foot easement will remain with that party and, use that.
Take it as a county road, yes.
And it is 10 acres, 6 acres, and 10 acres. 2 10-acre tracts, 1 6-acre tract. I'm now familiar with this one. They said this is family land, and some of this land is going to maybe join some other tracts eventually. Okay. All right. So there is a need for exemption, and they do qualify. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, seconded by precinct 3 to approve the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Victor Cognac Estate. Any other questions or comments? Kahanic.
Kahane.
I got a cognac in the room, but a Kahanic on the, okay. Thank you. Victor Kahanic Estate. I was saying it wrong. I am terribly sorry. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right, number 13, discuss and approve certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Glen Bluta. That's found in precinct 2. That's found on page 29 through 34. Mr. Faircloth, want to walk us through it?
Yes, sir. This is okay.
2.198 acre.
2.1, yeah. And so, and it runs a county road, so it qualifies for an exemption from subdivision regulations. So I move that we approve.
All right. Do you hear a second?
Second.
Motion made by precinct 3, second by precinct 4 to approve the certificate of exemption from subdivision requirements for Glen Bluta. That's found on page 29 through 34. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The motion passes. Next is not in your packet. I think it was at our bench. Sheriff is here for the next 2 items. Number 14, discuss and approve bond for Sean Edwards, Reserve Deputy for the Lavaca County Sheriff's Office. Do I hear a motion?
I need to make a slight modification before the motion's made, Judge.
Okay, go ahead.
That, Sean will be a part-time deputy, not a reserve deputy. I'm asking to make that change after the items went to the agenda with Nayleen.
Okay.
So just in full transparency, he'll be part-time, excuse me, and paid on a part-time basis as needed. Sean Edwards is a undeniable subject matter expert when it comes to all things mental health. In fact, he instructs throughout the state and the nation. He is on the board of the Crisis Intervention Team. Actually, he's president of the board, as well as many other associations. We are absolutely fortunate and blessed to have him at our disposal. He and I met at a course I took probably 6-8 months ago. Brittany, our mental health deputy, then took several courses with him as well. And He has since retired from the Burleson County Sheriff's Office after 28 years as a deputy, 20 of those as in mental health. He's got a job there in Caldwell County as executive director of, again, some organization offering mental health services. He asked that we carry his commission. I gladly agreed. We've met as early as Friday. He came in and that quickly injected himself into our mental health arena and showed the benefits that he provided. We were on a conference call with Health and Human Services. The same day, Brittany had a call out, Deputy Kyle had a call out, a mental health call out. He went with her. So my position is that sort of experience, that sort of skill set should be compensated on a part-time basis.
Okay. Will the part-time status, will that change the bond amount? Or probably no change?
I don't believe so. No, sir.
Okay. If it does, you may look into, you can come back and ask.
Yes, sir.
Just send it to consent to
I
reduce
guess
the bond.
I don't know to answer that question, but yes, Judge, I
All
will.
right. Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I so move.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 3 to approve the bond for Sean Edwards, Reserve Deputy for the Lavaca County Sheriff's Office.
Part-time.
Part-time. To be clear, part-time Reserve Deputy for the Lavaca County Sheriff's Office. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Next, number 15, discuss and approve resolution authorizing the Lavaca County Sheriff's Office to apply for multiple grants. You want to clarify some of that for us?
Captain Joshua Savick is going to approach the podium now. Lavaca County Sheriff's Office, he's going to speak towards this. He's far well versed than I am on these matters.
Okay.
Good morning, Judge,
Good morning,
Commissioner.
Captain.
So currently, we're working the fiscal year 2026 grants that we've already been awarded. Right now is the grant application season for fiscal year 2027 grants. In that, we have to submit an application to the Public Safety Office, Office of the Texas Governor. Traditionally, in the past, you were allowed to apply for grants on the front end and then get resolutions from your bodies of government as long as it was before you were awarded the monies, usually around September of that next year. They were having some issues with certain organizations not getting those resolutions to them in a timely manner, so they changed their business process to require that we actually do a resolution on the front end. So we're in the active process right now of applying for some grants to include the rifle-resistant body armor, which essentially is to equip peace officers with rifle-resistant body armor instead of just the normal that we normally issue. And then Operation Lone Star, which we're currently a part of, will do a continuation grant. So just wanted to put it on the books, have it on record, if we could get y'all's approval to apply for those grants so that we could get resolutions on board.
My question is, a blanket resolution going to cover all of the grants that you need?
They'll be individual.
But this resolution will probably authorize me to sign off on those other grant resolutions if I need a specific grant, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Makes sense.
It makes sense to me because I was, when I read this before preparing for 4 years, I'm not sure about blanket resolution, but that kind of makes more sense. I mean, we totally support y'all get more money, so, but we've never done a blanket resolution like this. So, but this would give us the authority to act outside of court to sign off on those documents.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, makes sense? Okay.
Make a
Right.
motion that we approve the resolution authorizing the Lavaca County Sheriff's Office to apply for multiple grants.
Okay. Second. Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 4 to approve a resolution authorizing the Lavaca County Sheriff's Office to apply for multiple grants. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. We appreciate y'all both.
Thank you.
Next item up, consent agenda. By one motion, second and vote, we can approve the consent agenda and get the signing.
I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion made by precinct 4, second by precinct 2, to approve the consent agenda with one motion, second and vote. Anything we want to pull out or anything in nature? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The consent agenda is approved. Our microphones will go off while we're signing paperwork. All right, the court is through signing paperwork for today. The only other business is number 17, announce the next meeting, which is February 23rd, 2026 at 9 a.m. back here in this courtroom, unless we have a special call meeting in between there. Do not anticipate one. With that, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Great, man.
Making that.
Can I make one announcement? I just want to thank and congratulate the Lavaca County Sheriff's Office for what you did in helping us recover some funds, and along with the our attorney's office, we had some folks from Flatonia who decided that they needed our culvert pipe worse than we did. And so they didn't make one, they didn't make two, they made 3 trips. And so we had set up some game cameras and coordinated with the sheriff's office. And so these folks were apprehended and prosecuted. And so we didn't have time for this meeting, but next agenda, we're going to deposit a check for over $7,000 in reimbursement that we received from those folks for their deeds. And so I'm just grateful for everybody involved. The system works between law enforcement and between the judicial system. It worked perfectly. And so we're going to deposit, put that money back to buy additional culverts and try to recover what we have. So thank you, guys. I appreciate your work.
And thank you. I think the writing the law is communication works. And we've got a system right now where all cities, fire departments, police departments are working with our departments. We're communicating together and it's working very well. So that's the key to going forward. But thank you, Sheriff, and thank you, Captain, for being here today. We appreciate it. Thank you, Tim Decker. I think you were involved with some of this, maybe. But thank you for what you do. All right. Any other business of the court? Any other comments? Next meeting will be February 23rd at 9 a.m. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by precinct 2, second by precinct 3 to adjourn. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you.